Hey everybody, welcome to a episode of Ghost Stories with Fans. Tonight we have a special episode for everybody. Rob Paranormal will be with us here shortly. I'm just going to introduce myself. My name's David. I am the lead investigator and founder of Paranormal Investigators in Northern Minnesota. And we are going to bring in our co-host. Her name is Jennifer. She is right. Hey Jen,
Hey, David.
how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. So we're going to bring in Rob Paranormal.
Hey,
What's
Rob.
up, everybody? How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Just enjoying a nice, relaxing night at home. That's all.
Those are nice to have. I just got off work.
I luckily have off tonight, so that made this very possible.
Robert, you're loud.
I know.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, sorry about that. I was having some little technical difficulties. I tend to forget to shut my iPhone off for the Wi-Fi, so the Wi-Fi kind of little went buggy. So the Wi-Fi kind of little went buggy.
Everybody's quiet.
Well, what do you guys got planned for later in the year? You guys got any investigations planned later?
I think David's got a what do I want to call it? Kind of like a meet and greet for handing out Halloween candy at a I'm trying to think of what it's called, at a place in Pipestone.
Okay.
So I meant to watch
Awesome.
the rest of your live the other night when you did that. So anything cool happened there?
At Whispers, well, the Whispers Estate, I actually didn't go live. I had a lot of stuff with me, so it made going live at the actual location a little difficult. Um, However, I did go live the night before, just talking with people,
Is
getting
that
a
that
chance
one
to
where
see
you were
what.
in the hotel?
Yeah. I was in the
Yeah, I
hotel, just
watched
kind of
that
talking with
one.
people.
I watched that one. I was kind of excited to see the next night.
Yeah, I know a lot of people were, but I unfortunately couldn't. I just, when we got there, it was just starting to get dark, and I had I wanted to film a bunch of B-roll and just kind of like get a feel for the building itself, stuff like that. Um, so, and a lot of that kind of cut into the investigation time. I just never got around to doing the live feed.
Sure.
That's, it's kind of one of the things that sucks about being, an independent investigator. Sometimes you can do the live feed and sometimes you can't.
Sure. How did your night end up?
It was okay. It okay. Honestly speaking, Whispers Estate kind of disappointed myself and the guy I was with. Um, it was one of those situations where it's like, uh, you know, uh, how like a person tells you about a movie and they say it's so great and it's so amazing, it's so awesome, and you need to go see it, man. You need to see it. It's kind of
Sure.
like one of those situations. People are telling me like, hey man, this place is amazing, it's great. I went there and it was pretty fairly quiet up until like near the end. Um, there was some stuff that happened. I mean, I can't deny that. I won't deny that at all. There were some things that happened. Um, Probably the biggest highlight of the night was there are reports of people getting pushed there at Bush's estate, and that actually happened to me. So
Really?
that was, yeah. So that was pretty interesting. Um, I was I was in a room on the second floor. I heard a noise from down the hall, and I was trying to see if it was my buddy Paul, but he couldn't hear me. We had all the doors shut. So I started walking down the hall, and then I felt two hands on my back push, and I went into like this little small wall, and I slammed my shoulder against there, and then I hit the ground. Um, I get back up, turn around, there's no one behind me, and I'm like, I darted up the stairs as fast as I could to tell my dude what just happened, and I don't have it. I don't have it no more, but I had a pretty decent scrape on my right arm from where I hit the wall. Not only that, upon review, you can't see them no more, but I also had 3 stretch marks on my left arm here too.
It seems like the places you go, it seems like they're out to get you.
So there's a and I'm really glad that you bring that up because there was something that was told to me by me a few years back. So I find it interesting that you say that. Um, from what I'm told, what I've been told by mediums before, it's not. It's more. It's more the fact that like these negative places. See, I'm attracted to these places because these negative entities are attracted to me. So since they're attracted to me, I'm attracted to it, and it's just like this, you know, cycle that keeps going on. Like when the Sally house was this big deal, before they had the cleansing and everything. Um, I became so fixated on trying to go there and to check it out, and I could not understand why. I even dreamt. I would actually have dreams about going there. And when I told this to a medium, they were telling me that's the negative entity trying to get you to come there.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's just like with Master Seminary. There's claims of negative entities there, and for the longest period of time, I became very fixated on going there. What was it? There was another one. I want to say it was Randolph. I think it was the Randolph County Infirmary for a period of time. And that's what's really interesting with like the paranormal field. I get very fixated on a place like that, and it's like almost an obsession. It's like I really want to go there, and that's kind of what happened with Whispers.
Because didn't you kind of have almost identical experience at Edinburgh?
Oh yeah, Edinburgh. Oh yeah, that. Well, I wasn't pushed or anything at Edinburgh or scratched or anything. The first time I went there, I had this very like constricted like feeling. It was very. It's kind of a hard way to like explain it. Like something was trying to wrap me up. Basically, like something strapped a straight jacket on me, and that was really weird to feel.
Oh, I'll bet.
Neat experience, but
It kind of reminds me of the Joker.
That's actually who people believe it was.
That's what we were talking about, David. Edinburgh.
Yep, I apologize. My internet service been a little wacky there. I'm hoping that it actually improves because I do have some stuff to talk about, but I'm gonna let you guys finish the story. I apologize. I just wanted to let everybody know that I'm hoping it's a little bit better. I don't know on your guys' end. How does it look?
Fine.
Looks good to me.
All right, perfect. Continue. I'm actually interested in listening.
I mean, pretty much really all there was to it, except for a fellow investigator that I know, Nick. I believe he's from Short Bus Paranormal. He apparently had a similar
Yep.
experience as well, and I ended up finding out that that was, I guess, one of the reasons why Zach Baggins couldn't finish the investigation at Edinburgh was because he had a similar experience as well.
That's actually explains a lot, because when we were doing the walkthrough, she was talking about something like that, but she couldn't continue talking about it. She couldn't release that information. So I'm thinking that's probably what it was.
I thought we had a good time there. We had a lot of fun and experienced a lot ourselves.
Exactly. I actually, I'm
Yeah,
going to be releasing that video here soon about Edinburgh. So get ready to get tuned for that. Stay tuned for that, guys.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna allow me to jump in here right quick and just say that, yeah, dude, Edinburgh. I've been there twice. That place has never let me down, not even once. I mean, the EVPs that I've captured there, some of the experiences that I've had there are just incredible. Like the EVPs themselves are just insane. The first time I went there, first video that I made about it, there was a voice of a woman saying, this is the room where I hit my head. And I'm like, that's weird. That's different. And there was like, there was um, some people uh, tried to, conflict with me about that one room where that male protects like the women or whatever, the blue room. And they're all like, and they're all, oh, he's just protective. I personally think this guy actually has a grudge against me for something, and I'm not sure what. Because when I went there the first time, I have a clear cut EVP that tells me to get out after having no prior evidence from that room before entering. I enter it, and about 2 minutes later, there's an EVP spoken strictly on my voice recorder, nobody else's voice recorder, nobody else's camcorder, including mine. My recorder alone was the only one that captured that EVP of him saying "get out," and we were all within a room together.
Wow.
So that one kind of messed with my head too. Then the second trip there, doing the billiards room where I was trying to get David to. I hope you guys eventually found it. I couldn't really stay on too long because I was working that night. But in this billiards room, um, there was this very loud crash sound that happened, and it was caught on my voice recorder. You could hear it on the camcorder. Like it was loud.
When we were there, we were actually sitting in the kids' room, and we were hanging out in there trying to get some activity going on in there. And while we were in there, we actually heard a loud noise come from the billiard room down the hall, and we actually went to go check it out. And there wasn't any explanation because there wasn't anything on the ground, there wasn't anything going on. However, once we heard the noise and went to the hallway, we did actually catch a shadow headed off into that room. It was cool.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Um, yeah, Edinburgh has been it's a cool place. I mean, it's nearby, especially for me. Uh, you know, it's affordable, and you get a ridiculous amount of time to be there. I mean, just it's incredible. It's really awesome. So, um,
Oh yeah, we had a lot of fun there. So, out of
mhm,
curiosity, out of all of the investigations that you've been on, Rob, what's been your
mhm.
favorite?
Ooh, oh, that's a tough one. Ooh, that's a good question. I try to play myself for these interviews. You know, to like get myself like prepared like for a question, but I don't think I've ever thought about that one. My favorite place. Hmm. Well, I can narrow it down to two different places. I know how I describe these places. We'll go versus activity and versus the actual building itself. So, um, activity wise, my favorite place had to have been Waverly Hills. That place is just insane. Yeah, you walk in, you get your tour. The second that that tour guide's gone, it's it's going, and it's almost nonstop throughout the entire night. It's ridiculous. It was insane. Um, but my favorite place, building wise, like architecture wise, would be the Squirrel Cage Jail um, in Council Bluffs. If you guys ever make it there, I'm telling you, don't let the look on the outside fool you because once you walk inside, that place is incredible. It's so cool, like how they got that big old cylinder cage inside, and like inside it just looks like a normal building, but they actually have like this big old cylinder steel cage where they would keep the inmates. Oh my god, it was so cool. And they have weapons uh, in a glass case that they actually confiscated from inmates. They have the noose that the prison used to have for executing inmates and stuff. I
Sure.
mean, it's it was a cool place. It was really awesome to go there, and it was even better knowing that I went there before Ghost Adventures did. So that was cool too.
Wow. So my next question for you would be for somebody who's just starting out, getting involved and starting
Mhm.
to visit paranormal places and do investigations and that kind of stuff. Um, do you have like tips and pointers for them people, and what kind of places would you recommend to start off with for them?
Well, the first thing that I'm gonna start off saying, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm a huge hypocrite when it comes to this because I actually don't do it myself. I try to get myself to do this, but I never get around to doing it. But I believe one thing in particular that's important for new investigators uh, is protection and making sure that you're well protected when you're going into these places. Even if there's no negative entity there, it's always good to be, better safe than
So
sorry.
so for
Um,
newbies, not to cut you off, Rob, but for newbies that don't know what kind of protection to do, can you give them kind of some insight on that?
but yeah, I mean, there's like, I know a few people like to do the, this has been my personal favorite. Um, some people like to do um, the Archangel Michael prayer before
Yep,
doing location. Like doing like this, uh, I'm trying to think of what it's called, but like you stand in a circle, and then somebody has like sage or whatever, and they like recite something. I can't remember exactly. There was a team that I knew that would do that. I think they called it like a protection spell circle or something. I'm not exactly sure. Other people like to carry particular types of crystals or rocks because they believe
sure.
that certain crystals and rocks can, keep away bad energy. Um, so that's one way to go about doing it. Um, I mean, there's really an endless list of uh, ways to protect yourself. You honestly just go online, look up ways to do it. It's and a lot of these ways are actually ridiculously easy. I need to start taking my own advice and do it myself. um, um, Another thing for newbie investigators, I'd like to say, first and foremost, start small. This is my opinion. Don't start out with something big because in my opinion, if you start off with something big, you're gonna divide enough more than you can chew, and then you get your ass kicked by a ghost or a spirit or negative entity or whatever the heck's going on, um, I mean, you're gonna you're gonna get yourself caught up in something that you weren't prepared for. Um, so definitely, I would say like start off small, like local places, like for example, I have a place in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. It's called the Grand Opera House. Um, it's nice and cheap, access to pretty much everything. It's a good friendly haunt, nothing negative there, so that's always good. I mean, it's just it's a good way to start. It's a good starter investigation, and you just kind of you know build yourself up to those kind of and just like kind of build yourself up to like those more negative type hauntings. Um, but like if you're a newbie investigator with a crap ton of money and you and your buddies decide, let's go to Waverly Hills, go do that. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna get your ass kicked, and you're gonna get your ass kicked really hard. That is no joke. I don't mean to curse. First off, it's just my personality. But second of all, it's the truth. Okay, if you're gonna come into the paranormal world thinking that you're the next Zach Bagans and you're gonna cock off to the spirits without getting some sort of repercussion for it, trust me, they can hurt you. I'm living proof of it. I've been hurt, possessed, the whole 9 yards. I've been through it, came out strong, which is always good. So, I mean, after Waverly Hills, I had a hell of a headache afterwards, but still. Um, so with Waverly Hills, allow me to speak for this one. There's a reason why I talk about that one and use that one as an example for newbie investigators, and that's because the energy inside of that place is beyond intense. There's massive amounts of tension. There's massive amounts of aggression, anger. There's massive amounts of depression, sadness. That whole freaking building is an empath's worst nightmare. Okay, people were telling me that the gas chamber at MSP, Missouri State Penitentiary, is bad. Walk through those halls at Waverly Hills, and your head's gonna be in a cloud that you will not get out of. That you cannot get out of until you get off of that property. That's pretty much how I felt the whole time there.
Wow, that's
Then
pretty
there was
intense.
it was there was a partial possession of me, and when I was actually this is where things got really intense. This is where things got really bad. I was reviewing my video footage, and I could hear this banging noise. But since my Sony camcorder was a little grainy, I couldn't really see like what was going on. So I asked my friends with Dark Knight Paranormal Society, what is that banging noise? They came back to me and said that that's you, and you were banging your head and punching your fist against the concrete walls.
Wow.
Yeah. So I ended up telling them, I was like, oh, well, I guess that explains my headache now. So, um, so that's definitely not a place for newbie investigators. So yeah, definitely start off small. And one last piece of advice I can tell newbie investigators: when you get into paranormal investigations, don't go out and buy all of this fancy equipment right off the bat. Like, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying don't do it like right away. Okay. You don't have to be a newbie investigator and have an SLS camera. Okay. Me, I started small. I bought a Sony camcorder, a voice recorder, laser group pen. I think that was it. That's what I started off with. Now, now I have like 6 different camcorders. One that I walk around with, and if I feel the need to bring the other ones and set them up in tripods, I do that with those. I got a voice recorder. I have a FLIR thermal imaging camera. And this is all stuff. This stuff wasn't all bought in one fell swing. This is stuff that I acquired over a very long period of time. I've been doing this for just over 9 years now. So this is stuff that I've built over, a period of time. And I still have that first camcorder I bought from 9 years ago. Still
Wow.
have it. So I also start off
That
small. I also start off small when it comes to buying your equipment too. My personal opinion.
that's very impressive, Rob. I only caught a little tail end of it. I did somehow manage to come back. I was shocked. I just thought the actual live went down, like completely. I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
it was still going. I thought because I'm the host, I thought it would actually completely go down completely. Well, I guess not. So I'm glad that it didn't go down all the way. But I think I have some spirits messing with me or messing with our service because it was going in and out for a while there, and now we'll see what happens.
That's kind of weird. I mean, you got like a bunch of candles and stuff going on. Were you doing performing like a one man stance? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I mean,
this
it could
this
be a
is
very good possibility. I mean,
yeah.
there is particularly three spirits that do hang around at where I'm at. So I mean, we'll see. Oh, and I'm just gonna mention something. Sarah is actually a psychic. So she is agreeing with me that there is spirits messing with me. And yeah, so I just wanted to bring that in there. So hopefully, thumbs up.
All right. Oh, what did I just do? What did I do?
Uh-oh.
Oh no, now it's Rob. Where did he go?
Oh.
Oh, there he is. He's coming back. I got to bring him in. Hold on, guys. There he is.
Sorry. Sorry.
I
I
was
was
like,
trying to I was just trying to like go into the chat so I can see what some of the people are saying. Hopefully they're enjoying it because I can't see the comments right now.
oh yeah,
But
it's been really weird what's been happening lately. I mean, I have another show tomorrow too, so I'm like, oh man, this is not good.
hey man, you know what? You're doing a good job. Jen did a very great job of covering, while you had your little moment with the spirits there. So I mean, you guys are doing fine. I'm having a good time, and really, that's all that it comes down to. It's just having a good time and just chit chatting about what we love doing the most.
I appreciate her. If it wasn't for her, I'm glad that I did decide to add a co-host because if it wasn't for her, the whole live probably would have went down completely.
Yeah, and then I'd be stuck with everybody trying to think of ways to entertain people. Then I could do the mind thing in the box.
Yeah.
Well, I had him stumped for a couple minutes, so.
Well, I appreciate it. I mean, I just wanted to bring it up just for our viewers coming in. I just want to let you all know that we are going to do a drawing tonight for one of our free limited edition paranormal shirts. We did post pictures up on our Facebook page of what the shirt looks like, and it's a limited edition, so it will be only here for a very short period of time.
Yeah, you guys want to snatch up that shirt, man. I'm telling you, y'all gonna want that shirt. You see it? I saw it. Did you see it? The shirt looks cool. I'd want
Thank you.
one.
You want one? I'll send you one.
Yeah, dude. I'll take one.
All right.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
The second I get it, I'm gonna rock that bad boy.
Right now we do have them up for sale. They are $21, and then with a discount of $3 off of that for a limited offer. So if anybody wants one, just let us know. We got about 57 of them.
$3 off, man. I mean, come on. Like, what more do you need? I mean, what more convention do you need?
Exactly. So we're gonna give that one shirt. Once we get a couple more people in, so if anybody wants to share your friends, bring them on in, take people. Um, but I want to at least do the drawing when we at least hit 10 viewers tonight.
That's gonna be fun. Someone's gonna go home a winner tonight.
Exactly. So I do want to bring up one thing. On our October 6th, we are going to be at the Ringler's Haunted Trail in Brook Park. We will be there at 9 o'clock till 6 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
It's right before they open on October 9th.
Okay.
It's a scare attraction, so like Valley Scare, kind of, but without the rides.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That sounds cool.
So we're gonna go investigate it and find out if they actually have spirits because they hear baby cries in the woods.
And where is this again? Ringling?
Ringler's, it's Ringler's
Oh,
house.
Ringlers.
Yep, Ringler's house on Haunted Hill, Haunted Trail in Brook Park, Minnesota.
I'll have to check that out. I'll have to look into that one. Because I went to the Boyd
It
house.
will.
Did that.
Yep.
What did you think of the Boyd house, Rob?
Oh my God. Probably one of the most coolest places I've been to this year. And one of the places that I should have not have underestimated, that's for sure. So my buddy Paul and I were talking about, he was telling me about one there, brought it to my attention, and I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And then he showed me pictures and stuff of it. Me, being the guy that I am, I'm kind of skeptical of most houses. Excuse me. This place, I was very skeptical because I'd never heard about it. Nobody seems to know. Nobody seems to have known too much about it, at least at that time. Now they apparently know. Now it seems like they know a lot more than what they did back in January. So with not a lot of information known about the house, I was kind of like, I'm skeptical, but whatever. My skepticism quickly went away at around 6 p.m. because that's when things started picking up. Investigated for about 2 hours and things kind of relaxed. Took a break, just B-roll, had some food. About 10 o'clock, almost on the dot, things started picking up again. So started investigating, did all that, and I was pretty much blown away by the rest of the night because there was a lot of good voices that were captured there. There was some really good experiences that were there, and of course, the one thing that everybody seems to love to hear about, or that at least what I'm told anyway, is the dull video that was captured there. A lot. I started getting a lot of people commenting and complimenting me about what a great catch that was, and I was like, thanks. It was just one of those right place, right times kind of things. I really could not believe that I was even in the room when that happened. So, but yeah, it was a great place.
By any chance, did you have the experience? So where the living room couch is, and you look straight up, and there's that vent. Like, have you ever heard any ladies or girls singing by any chance? Because at one time of the night, at around maybe 10, 11 o'clock, maybe midnight, actually, we were hearing. They were singing like "My Little Sunshine" and then "Somewhere Over the Rainbow," like it was like a mom and a kid singing to each other.
I did not recall anybody singing. I think Paul might have mentioned it once, but I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to talk to him about that first, but as far as I'm aware of, I didn't hear anything. It's nothing like that.
So, out of curiosity, how did you sleep while you were there? Did you sleep well? Did you feel like you were being watched?
I actually did not sleep. Um, there was a point where I was getting drowsy, but I didn't actually sleep there. Um, I pretty much went through the entire night. Um, when I figured that I was all good and I was all done, I just kind of like sat on the couch and just kind of chilled for a little bit. Talked to my fiance. Um, but I mean, the thing of it is that when you walk into the house itself, I mean, you can pick up on it. It's there. You can feel it, especially when you get to that second floor. Especially when you get to that second floor.
You're not the only one that actually says that. My wife, Jade, she actually said the same thing. Every time you get up to that second floor on the top of the step, there's always a heavy feeling up there right next to Fred and Minnie's room.
Yeah, I don't
Because
know.
I do believe that Fred did
I'm not sure.
pass away in that room, I believe.
Well, David and his wife were going to sleep in that room, and David asked, and he got told absolutely no. And it was a very
Exactly.
distinct
In which
no.
room?
In Fred
Which
and
room?
Minnie's room?
Was that the purple room?
Um, no,
Fred and
it
Minnie's
was the
room?
Oh, the kids' room?
No, Fred and Minnie.
on
I
the
actually
second.
didn't know the name of the.
Oh,
I didn't know the name of the spirits at all.
oh yeah. So okay, so when you go up the stairs, you take an immediate right,
Uh-huh.
and that room right next to that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That. Yeah. Wait, did they repaint it yet? Because I think Jill said they were gonna repaint it. Because when we went there, it was the purple room.
I
Oh
think it
yeah, they
was like
probably did because
a
reddish
deep
gold.
like yeah, I think it was like a deep burgundy color.
Yeah, that sounds about
And,
right.
and
Yeah.
don't
No.
and don't quote me on that, but I almost remember that it had the funky wallpaper and yeah.
Yeah, that was the room. Yeah.
St-
Yeah. Because there was there was a a cranky old man that was there, and you need a nap. Be honest with you, it looks like she's getting all warm. um, but yeah, but yeah, there was a cranky old man that I was dealing with there. Um, not really violent or anything like that. He was just very cranky. He didn't really like people being up on that second floor at all, especially in that room. I'm not
Right.
sure if that I'm not sure if that was Fred, but I mean, um, I just know that he didn't like people being up there. He didn't really like people being in that room. Um, and that's pretty much my only experience with him. He didn't get violent with me or anything. I think there was one portion that maybe he may have grabbed my arm because I felt pain on my muscle, and I looked. There was a red mark on my arm. I mean, that was pretty much it. So I don't really call that violent, but
And I know
Jill. Oh, go ahead.
go ahead, David.
Oh, I was just going to comment or piggyback off about the angry man. Um,
mm,
Jill did say that there is a female there that is a little raspy voice, and she is really cranky. She was talking about in one of her videos about she was vacuuming by herself at the house and cleaning, and she was just running her EVP, or wait, not EVP, um, recorder actually, sorry, and doing that with that, and they set a voice on there like, "Can you quit vacuuming? I'm trying to sleep," or something like that. I don't quote me on that, but I'm just guessing that's what I heard in the video. So it was just
Mhm.
kind of relevant to what you were speaking of about a male. So she did say something about a female that has a raspy voice.
I might have to send you this EVP I had, because this particular voice doesn't sound like a woman. It's a person that says, "You look stupid."
Mm.
Um, it's the very first EVP on the video that you see that you hear in the video, and it in response to, like, I said, the creepy man's room. Paul laughs, and then he says, "The creepy man's room," and then he says, "If you could tell us your name," I'd be like, "Yeah, that'd be great." And then that's when you hear the voice say, "You look stupid." And this sounds very much like a male, and it's right in front of that room.
Oh, see, that's very interesting. I mean, I guess I never thought. Actually, you know what? I kind of starting to think it might be Fred because when I asked about the sleeping in his room that night, it was like a deep
A very
no.
firm no.
And I was like, yeah, okay, maybe not. And everybody was like, oh, you chickened out. I'm like, no, no. I just I didn't have a recorder going, but I heard it in my own
It's called
ear, and
respect.
I'm like, nope, I'm gone. Call me whatever you want, but
I mean,
I'm not sleeping in that room.
well, I mean, that's also like mutual respect too. Like, you respect the living just much like you respect the dead. You know, I mean, you asked for permission, person said no, so you respect that. I mean, the only difference between us and them is that we have a physical body and they do not. That's really the only difference between us and them. So,
Yep. And if he did die in that room, I can understand why he don't want to be anybody else to be in that room because even Jill said she has weird feelings about that room and she won't even go in that sleep in that room either.
yeah, that room is really on a. That room itself is just on a different level of activity. It's 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 really insane.
Like
Um,
Sarah said, maybe it's a control issue too.
yeah, I saw that pop up too, and that very well could be why. Um, because I don't try to challenge spirits or control or anything like that. That the only time that anything like that ever happens with me on any sort of investigation is when I'm hurt, like attacked or whatever, um, or I hear women were physically harmed at the location. That is something that if you ever watch Dark Knight Paranormal Society, that I've become notorious for. They hear, like, they told me about one location, and the women there were called bitches, they were called whores, they were scratched, hair was pulled, shoved, whole night. There's all bunch of negative stuff, and it only would happen to women. No man was ever attacked there.
Where was that? I
So,
want to make sure I don't go there.
well, actually, you wouldn't be able to go there anymore because it is still standing, but somebody else bought it, and it is now a upper and lower apartment, if I'm not mistaken. It is in Arkansas. I cannot remember the name of this town. I think it's Hartford, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but I went upstairs, started discussing with this spirit. They told me this. I called them out, and once he started getting called out, and once he started realizing that I wasn't like the other people that were investigating there, who would just let this guy hurt women and control them and do all this other shit to them. Excuse my language. Uh, he actually was starting to run away from me, and you could see him. There were a couple different times where you know Dwayne would see him run to another room because he didn't want to be in the room that I was in. I go to that room. Seconds later, you see a shadow dart back across into the other room again, and we even say it on camera. It's like this dude's literally trying to avoid you, and it's like, and it's like my friend Sherika, who is a medium, was like, "There is, why he's running away from me?" I said, "No." Like, as I called him out on his BS, he goes, "No, because he's intimidated by you." I said, "We're good. You don't hurt what you don't hurt women. That's just me."
What is going on?
So, Rob, another question that I have for you. Have you ever been to Valeska?
Valiska Axe Murder House. I have not been there. It's on my to-do list, but the place is freaking expensive. And with only two guys, it kind of makes it a little hard to go there. But it is on the to-do list.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Was it?
Oh, that was the first one that myself, my daughter, and two friends of mine, we went to that. That was our first place, and wow, mind blowing. It was awesome. We had a lot of activity from the kids, and my daughter, they really liked her.
So that's really cool. That's really cool. Um, yeah, I've only been to two places in Iowa, and that is Edward Manor and the Squirrel Cage Jail. I would like to make a return to Squirrel Cage, but it is quite far away from me. But in due time, in due time.
Where's that one at?
Squirrel Cage Jail is in Council Bluffs, Iowa. It it is one of the very few rotary jails that are still standing. Basically, how these jails worked was there would be a crank low on the bottom part of the building, and it used to be a hank, like people would actually have to push it to like turn the jail off, but then they actually upgraded it to like a water thing. I can't remember how what it was called, but water would come down and then it would make the cell turn, and that's how the inmates would get in and out of the cells. Um, the only problem with these cells, though, well, actually, there's a lot of problems with these cells. Was the fact that inmates would, and this is where things are going to get a little graphic, but inmates would stick their arms and their legs out of the cell while it was rotating, and their legs,
Ooh.
and their arms would get crushed by the
No.
cell. So I asked the lady, I was like, why would they do that? Like, why? And simple, she said, because of freedom. They were literally willing to risk their own body limbs, you know, to they were literally risk their own body limbs so that they could break out of jail. Because what would originally happen was they would break their limbs or whatever, and they would actually be escorted out of the building to the local hospital. When they got to the local hospital and got the treatment they needed, they would actually escape. That quickly ended up ending when they put the infirmary in. Um, Now at that one in Council Bluffs, there are 4 recorded deaths. One was a heart attack, one was a suicide, one was an accidental shooting, and another one was was an accident. The accidental shooting happened when there was like some farmers raid thing going on. Officer with the fire his weapon, it discharged, but the bullet ended up hitting him instead. He died on the bottom floor. Um, Heart attack was one of the wardens. He was in his warden's quarters. He had a heart attack. He died up there. The accident. This is intense. The accident was from an inmate who had climbed to the top of the structure, and I mean literally the top of the structure of the cells. Because when you get in there, you're gonna see a bunch on the walls. There's gonna be a bunch of different names. Inmates would actually write their names on the walls. This guy thought thought he could get uncharted territory by climbing up the cell and writing his on the ceiling. He had lost his grip and he fell 30 feet and died instantly as he hit the ground. And
Wow.
suicide, this is probably one of the slowest suicides I have ever heard of, based on any investigation I've ever been on. Because what the guy did, he tied a sheet around his neck, took the other end, and he tied it around the cell. Now, the only way for the cell for this thing would turn, and this thing would slowly lift him up, and to be so slow, it literally took they, if I remember correctly, it took him at least about approximately 30 minutes to die.
Wow.
And that's because that was actually only
No,
because
no, 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 no.
that was only because a girl didn't love him. Basically, the story with that. Excuse me. What's this? I'm not breaking stuff. Sorry. So basically, the story with that was he was in love with this girl. There we go. Basically, the story with that is that he was in love with this girl. She didn't want him, so he thought maybe, she wanted money. So what did he do? Started doing illegal activities to get himself some money. When he finally got a whole crap ton of money, he thought maybe she would love him now. No, she still didn't want him. She was just not interested with him. After a while, she ended up contacting the police for harassment and stalking, all that other stuff. Officers had arrested him, brought him to court. He was sentenced to serve time in this Roll Cage jail. He just could not do time there. So he killed himself.
Wow. Very
See,
interesting,
that
though.
place is another place that it is. Squirrel Cage Jail is another place that I really want to, eventually go to. I've been reading a lot of history and doing a lot of history on it, so it's giving me some practice time to get ready for it. For maybe 2021, maybe after the election, maybe the COVID will be over with.
Yeah, I know the COVID has been kind of messing things up for people, but I mean, it hasn't stopped me. It hasn't stopped Paul. And I mean, as far as we're concerned, we're still gonna keep going until God's gonna keep going.
Yep, exactly, and that's why I'm actually planning one. I'm not going to release a date, but it's going to be the last episode for our season for the Paranormal Investigators in Northern Minnesota. But I will give you guys all a hint. It's in Pipestone, Minnesota. Have you heard of any places in Pipestone, Minnesota?
I have not. I think except for the one that she was telling me about before. But I'm not gonna give nothing away because I'm not sure if that's the same place at all.
But I will give a hint. It's a purplish pink stone building. It's on the historic district with all the other buildings. It's big quarries that they use to pull this rock out of. And one of the rock names starts with a J.
I got nothing. I don't know that much about Minnesota. I mean, the only places that I truly know about out in Minnesota, Homer House Hotel, which everybody knows about that place now thanks to Ghost Adventures.
Yep.
Um, and then the Boyd House. Oh no! All right, there's another one. Nopamine as well.
Yes.
Also because of Ghost Adventures.
Yep. The place that I'm talking about is the Calumet Inn.
Yeah, I don't know that either.
It's actually one on a website. It's like I think it was like the top 11 or top 10 list of haunted places in Minnesota.
That's cool. It's kind of like the the Carson Hotel. Um, that place is listed like number 10 in Wisconsin's most haunted places, and it's for
Ooh.
good reason too. That's for good reason. Been there 5 times.
Ooh, sounds like actually, that one actually sounds interesting to do in Wisconsin.
The Carson Hotel is actually very awesome to do. The owner is, I'm gonna state it right now, so you guys can get even more excited about it. The owner is actually very, very, very paranormal friendly. He
Yes.
let he let myself, he let my buddy Paul go all over the hotel, including the basement.
Oh, see, now
Wow.
that's sounds like familiar on one other place that doesn't allow you to go in the basement, but that one at least allows you to go in the basement at least.
Yep. Yeah, he let us go into the basement. We were able to do the lobby. We were able to go into the bar. We were able to go into the billiard room. We were able to go in the kitchen. We were able to do the second floor, third floor. I mean, we were pretty much able to do the whole freaking floor. The only thing that we had to be careful of is to beware of the guests. And that was it. Just be mindful of the guests. And that was it. So, and that really just comes down to like, the kind of equipment you use, which is um, like the spirit box. We didn't use that upstairs. We used it downstairs in the basement. So that was cool. Um, I'm going to be working on that video and footage. Oh my god, I just said the two same words. I'm going to be working on the footage and audio for that one here shortly. I am almost done with the Alexian Brothers Novitiates um, video and audio. Almost did it again. And then after that, I'm going to Karsten. After that, we're gonna hit up Whispers. I'm a little behind on stuff. That's why I haven't been really posting too much on my page. It's not because I'm not. It's not because I'm trying to ignore people. It's just mainly
Yep.
because I got a lot of stuff that I need to get caught up on. So, and the Gresham Novitiate, that is probably that's a fun place to go to as well.
I know what you mean. I'm actually a little behind myself. I'm actually all the way behind till about the Boyd House episode. So I'm kind of little, I'm picking up, but every computer I touch, I guess, dies or something
Oh,
because I went through like 3 laptops already, and I'm kind of stuck.
yeah. Well, I mean, I think it just depends on what kind of laptop you buy too. I mean, I don't know. Um, I like loading about my laptop. I don't mean to gloat. I don't, but I like gloating about it because I have a lot of people who come up to me and be like, yeah, I got the $700 laptop at Walmart. What up? Oh, what's your memory on it? It's got a terabyte. That's cool. What's your RAM? It's about 8 or 16. Sweet. I got an 8 gig RAM and a terabyte hard drive computer too from Amazon for $200.
That's not bad. I mean, I'm trying to get myself into the DVR cameras before next year because not all places offer Wi-Fi, and if you can get the wired ones with at least maybe 300 feet of wire,
Mm-hmm.
you got your X cameras. You got them set everywhere you can, and then you got one big tablet or a big TV and watch all the cameras at once in the nerve center. So
Yeah.
that's our goal for next year.
Yeah, that's what Dark Knight's got going on now. Theirs is actually, I don't know where they got theirs from. I have to ask them, but they got one that's apparently Wi-Fi accessible, but it can also be wired too.
Oh, I could go for that one.
Yeah, it was pricey though. I think they said it was like $500. That
Uh,
comes with like 4 cameras, I think, and you can always, I think you can buy more too. If I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. I'd have to talk to them about it again.
yeah, definitely let me know. I mean, I don't know how long you guys want to go for, but considering with all the kind of problems I had, I was thinking if we could go for another probably, I don't know, depends on how long you guys want to go for.
I mean, I'm off tomorrow too, so
Okay. Well, I mean, I was going to say probably until another 30 minutes or so, if that's okay.
that's on me.
Okay, yeah, because it's 11 now, so, and usually I want to do the ghost stories about 2 hours long instead of an hour because afterlife, it goes so quick. I mean, you got so much to talk about, and then when you have all these internet problems sometimes, and when you got spirits
Oh.
messing with you, I mean, it makes it life harder because a name came through on our spirit box. It said Savannah. Is there like a Savannah that sounds familiar to anybody? And it just said ask right after I just asked you.
Hmm. Let me see if I can
So,
go into the chat. I don't want to push chat. I don't want to screw anything up again.
are you trying to get into the comments?
Yeah, I just wanted to see the comments and stuff. I know I can do it. I just don't remember how, but I don't want to like screw things up again.
Yep, it's actually we only have one viewer right now. It looks like, and it's Sarah, the psychic.
Oh, hi Sarah.
I mean, I can keep popping them in once more comments keep popping in, but as of right now, it's kind of slow. We're hoping maybe more people will pop in eventually. We're all the way up to 8 before I was having all
Mm-hmm.
these internet issues.
Well, I mean, it happens though.
So I think people were getting tired of it messing up, and they just gave up and didn't want to watch it anymore. Because
Oh,
we
well,
were pretty high in numbers, but then it dropped a little bit.
yeah, I kind of stuff happens. So, yeah, much you can do. Not much you can do on it. I mean, you should just keep putting on a kick-ass show, and that's pretty much what I try to do.
Yep. So I mean, we'll see what happens tomorrow night, but there is one place that I do want to talk to you guys about. In particular, it's in Texas, and
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a hotel, but I can't remember the name of it. Are you familiar with any, or is it the Orvin House in New York too? Is another one? Oh, Van Horn House in New York.
Uh, don't know it.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't really know too much about that one. Um, I haven't really uh delved too far into the into like New York and places out that way because like New York is like a 15 hour drive from like where I'm at.
Oof.
Um, yeah, whereas like West Virginia, like to like Trans Allegheny, um, that's only like 11 hours away. That's by car, so that's pretty legit. Um, so I, kind of branched off there a little bit. I've been trying to stay more towards like the Midwest, Arkansas, Illinois, Michigan, Indiana, Ohio.
Okay, so pretty
There's a
much
lot of
our
places.
time zone era.
Pretty much, or what?
Our time zone for Central Time Zone.
Pretty much, yeah. Um, Ohio's got a lot of places, so y'all should definitely uh, look into that because Ohio's got quite a few.
Oh, and I
Um,
also heard it has the Ohio Grassman too, which is known as the Sasquatch.
uh, I guess so. um, I don't really know too much about that, but I mean, you got Ohio State Reformatory, you got Old Lincoln County Jail, Madison Seminary, Poasttown Elementary School, um, some castle place thing, whatever the hell that is. I can't remember exactly what it's called. And then you got like, uh, I just had it in my head too. I don't remember what it was now. No, anyway, I mean that's like six places right there. Oh, Fairfield. That's what I was gonna say. Fairfield County Infirmary. So, and that's that's a few different places right there that people can definitely look into checking out. Um, I personally have been to Madison Seminary, so I can talk about that too. Um, I've been trying to get in at Old Licking as well, but I've been having a hard time just like getting out there and stuff. Trying to convince my buddy Paul about going out there. It is still a bit of a drive away. Um, so yeah, there's
I
quite a
mean,
few places there.
there is one other place that would be really cool to go to is Gettysburg, the
Was it?
battlefield. Gettysburg, the battlefield.
Oh, Gettysburg. Yeah,
Yes.
I was supposed to go there this year, but um, things didn't turn out that way, unfortunately, which really sucks. I was
Yeah.
looking forward to that.
2020 is kind of one of the worst years that I've have ever experienced, if you ask me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, COVID doesn't stop me from doing anything, so it wouldn't stop me from that. But no, this was just a thing between me and my sister that she wasn't able to do. Excuse me, and that's pretty much what came down with that. Um, However, though I did make it to Madison Seminary, so I was happy about that one.
How was that? How tell a little bit about that. That's actually sounds interesting.
The Madison Seminary, well, that place is a very interesting location. Um, so the place used to be originally, if I remember my history uh, correctly, the place used to be a place for Civil War veterans. Um, but then grew into like this sanctuary for women. Um, I'm trying to remember everything. This is why I need to go back and research the history because I'm about to make the video for this damn thing and I can't remember most of it. But I know after some time, it actually became uh, like a like a reformatory for women and stuff. As a matter of fact, the top floor in the second building is actually called the asylum. Um, so when we got there, we had the tour, gave us info, showed us the hotspots and all this other shit. Stuff, sorry. And started our investigation. It was kind of slow. Which most of the time it is. After a while, things started picking up. Am I picking up? I mean, okay, a lot of people have theories about what Sarah is. Sarah is this kid spirit um, that is there. Now, there's a little bit of debate going on between what people believe Sarah is. Some People think she's just a little girl. Others believe she's something more sinister. Just my experience there. Now I don't know if this was just timing or whatever, but with my experience here, my belief is leaning towards that Sarah was something demonic. Not demonic, definitely something human. Um, because there's change all over the dresser and there's a little bit on the floor and stuff like that. These are offerings to Sarah. I thought, what the hell? And tried it. When I tried it, activity started going nuts. About a few seconds after I had placed the change on the desk, I started hearing footsteps from down the hall. I go down the hall, start walking down the hall, trying to figure out who it's coming from, and there was, in fact, a female voice. And it sucks because it's kind of faint. But if I'm not mistaken, um, she says it was me. Like the footsteps, it was me. That was cool. Um, something is just my belief that something knocked over my camera, my very expensive camera. Now, the reason why I believe that it was something that knocked it over was because previously in the night, see, like what I like to do with my camcorder sometimes is that with the brackets and everything, the cameras still get pretty heavy. My Canon camera, yeah, you can't see it. Okay, that doesn't work either. Okay, just take my word for it. My Canon camera is pretty freaking big. It's a very fat. It's a very fat camcorder. It gets very heavy after a while carrying that sucker around. So what I like to do is like to set the camera down on somewhere, on something, somewhere that has a good vantage point, so you can clearly see me and the area that I'm in. I sat this thing down on a heater. First part of the investigation, 6 minutes. I did not move, did not flinch, nothing. Stayed perfectly still. Okay, this is the same technique that I use at the old Arkansas hospital in Arkansas. I had it sitting on there for over 5 minutes. Did not fall. We take it to the second floor. Later on in the investigation, and this is after I started using the Lord's Prayer to try to get this, sinister entity to do something. I sit it on top of this heater on the second floor now. um, we come back from this way at the end of the hall. Paul walks by the camera first and tell me this is not weird. The second he passes, I start walking up, and literally right in front of me, the camera just falls over.
Wow.
So, and there was that. There was a period of time.
That takes a lot of energy to make a spirit be able to knock something over. I'm serious. It takes a lot of. There had to be a lot of energy at that time for that spirit to be able to knock that camcorder over.
You can feel it. Um. Oh, my kid's coming up. Give me 1 second. Ugh. What's up, buddy? Ugh. What's up? Okay, come on. Back in a minute.
All right, I will bring Rob back in once he takes care of his child. I understand how that goes. With that, I have a 7-month-old daughter as well, so I know how that goes. So I'll take him out for right now until I see him come back. So Jen, how you been?
I'm good. Keeping busy with work.
I can't hear you, Jen.
I said I'm keeping busy with work.
No voice. Let me try
Can
something
you hear
really
me
quick.
now?
Okay.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
okay. No, that's fine. I actually took you out.
It's just my son.
Okay.
Anyway, so there's one point during the investigation where, and the best way that I can describe this is that I actually felt like I was going insane. And I don't mean that like, you know, you're stuck in traffic. Oh, I'm gonna go insane if this traffic doesn't move. Kind of insane. I mean the most literal sense possible. Felt like I was going insane. And because I say that is because I would see things and I would hear things and I would think to myself, did I really see that? Or did I think I saw it? Did I really hear that? Or did I think I heard that? And every little thing that kept going on at that point, at this particular point in the investigation, you'll see it in the video. I kept questioning like that. It wasn't the fact that I was questioning it, it was the fact of how I was questioning it. And that's what was really like driving my brain insane. And I literally felt like I was going crazy because I'm constantly questioning this and I was questioning that. And I literally got to a point where like my head was starting to hurt because I'm constantly questioning every little thing that I was seeing, that I was hearing, I was experiencing. And that was probably one of the most bizarre experiences that I ever had on any investigation. So it was definitely a very, very cool and very fun place. I can tell you that much right now.
See, I would like to, just check that place out because that would be a really a good investigation to try. There's a lot of investigations that I would love to go to, but eventually I'll get there. I mean, we just started, so
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but we're getting busy quick. Like we're building a really huge fan base already. So it's taken off pretty quick, and now just to let everybody know, we were actually followed by Travel Channel on Instagram, or at least
That's
they
cool.
popped, or at least they popped up at least on there, and I was like, whoa, where did that come from? So I got a little excited on there. So, oh, and actually, speaking of one of our fans, Lily's on. Hi, Lily.
Well, hello.
So I'm actually taking care of two different things at once. I'm actually trying to do the comments at the same time, so just bear with me, guys. And then Jade is actually on. She's watching right now. She's with Sensi. So,
That's cool. We're getting a little bit more people.
oh yeah, we're getting a little more people in here. We're at 3 right now.
Better than none.
Exactly. So I mean, and then all these videos always get viewed a lot afterwards. Like in the morning, I watch the numbers just dramatically change.
They all
Yeah.
left, David, when you left earlier. They didn't think I was interesting enough with Rob.
I'm getting a lot of
I'm not
feedback.
sure. I think you're pretty interesting.
I was trying to stump you.
Oh, that's weird. I wonder if it's from my end, but nothing.
But
I'm hearing other noises on my through my headphones, not from anybody else's camera, but it's like I keep hearing like a little girl voice, and it's like weird.
I mean, I do have a TV playing in the background.
Oh, is that you? I thought that was me.
Yeah, I gotta. Yeah, there's a movie playing on in the background.
Oh, okay. So maybe I was just going nuts. I thought it was me for a minute.
Yeah, it's just national security.
Oh, that sounds like a good. I never watched it before, but
Oh, it was a good movie. It's comedy. It's a good movie.
yeah, I was thinking about doing a comedy show. To be honest, too, as well. So I mean,
But
that
yeah,
might be interesting.
I'm always up for something new.
Oh yeah, so we're getting close to
But anyway,
the half-hour mark, so we're gonna get ready to pick a name. So if anybody wants to share people while you got a chance, share people in, tag people in as much as you can. We will be doing a drawing in about 8 minutes.
all right. Then
I'm
ready to
not
get that shirt.
eligible.
Exactly. I mean, it's not really hard to get. There's only 3 people in here, so you never know. You might be the lucky one.
Mm-hmm. You never know. But yeah.
I don't know if Jen asked you this already, but what's the worst experience that have you ever had in the paranormal field? Like it kind of got you
Worst
to
experience.
yeah, it kind of got you to like second guess yourself or start thinking that I might not do this anymore, but then you're like, nah, I'm gonna keep going.
Actually, I have two places. One that has to deal with um, a place that was lying about the activity, and another one. Um, and we're talking about the whole activity and like questioning whether or not wanted to do this. That it's hands down, it's Waverly Hills. Because like when I got done with that place, so when I got done with that place, on the way back to my hotel room, and not even when I got back to my hotel room, I literally sat down on my hotel bed for about 20 minutes, thinking and contemplating about whether or not I wanted to keep doing this because that place messed me up that bad. um, and then the place that was lying about the activity, um, Old Baraboo Inn in Baraboo, Wisconsin. If you come to Wisconsin to do an investigation, do not have it be at the Old Baraboo Inn. That guy's a con artist. That guy is a liar, and he told, well, not him himself, but uh, it, his receptionist person, whatever the hell you want to call her, they told me that that I and my team that I had at the time would have free roam of the building. That included the basement. I said, okay, great. I even had it on messages. So we um we get there, and I guess it'd be about 10 o'clock. The guy's leaving and refuses to let us into the building. Refuses to let us into the basement. We had to do a overnight investigation in what is to be a two-bedroom apartment. And it's not a lot of room nor space for 4 guys to check out. It was the biggest disappointment I had ever had in doing the paranormal field. Mm-hmm.
So that's at least that sounds like it would be kind of scary at that what is it they call it a asylum. I'm guessing that's what it is, right? The Waverly Hills.
Waverly Hills is a tuberculosis hospital.
Okay, so it's a TB center. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, no, that
Oh,
place
so
is
that
absolutely terrifying.
so it has seen a lot of possible. It probably has seen a lot of deaths. Then I'm guessing with the TB because back then a lot of people they didn't have really a cure for it.
It's estimated 68,000 people.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean it's this the estimated amount, but um, other people were saying it's more close. They believe it's more close to more like 10,000 or some shit like that. It's still a lot though, but a lot of people died in there. They had what's called excuse me, they have what's called a body shoot. And what they would do is that they take the deceased, put it on a gurney, cover them up, they take them down this body chute so that the other inmates can't see, uh, bodies, so that they can, they didn't want the people to be like, disheartened or whatever, you know, discouraged. That was what I was thinking of. They didn't want people to feel discouraged in their, fight against it, you know, things like that. So,
See that
but
place sounds
that
very
place
interesting. So
is very interesting. It is expensive. $1,000 gets you an 8-night investigation. Trust me, take it from me. That $1,000 is very much well worth it. Because once you start investigating, shit will go down, and it will more than likely not stop.
that's what
Mm-hmm.
I want. That's always my dream of having an investigation where it's constantly active. It never ends. Like it always stays going. So you don't end up getting bored of it after a while because when
Oh
it
no.
stops, when that action stops, it kind of you're like, now what? What am I going to do now for a little bit?
Um, I got choked there. Uh, I got felt a crap ton of pain there. I was partially possessed there. I was scratched there. This is all within an 8-hour investigation.
Oh boy.
So, um, I don't know what you guys do for protection, if you do at all.
Oh yeah.
Um, I didn't, so that's very much recommended, especially on the fourth floor. Beware of the guy on the fourth floor. This is a warning. If you ever go there, beware of him. Guys, he's very violent,
Ooh.
and and we believe he was the one who uh, possessed me.
Oh yeah. You know what's really good with for psychic attacks? Amethyst.
Hmm.
It's a natural
Yeah, we were
blocker
just
for a psychic attack usually.
yeah. There was that. I mean, you have to watch the video. You can watch the video. It's on Facebook. Just type in Robert Fry in the search engine. Just like I told you before, you go to the watch, type Robert Fry. Um, it'll be up there. Uh, you should see it as ask shall receive or whatever, something like that. And that'll be it. It's like an hour and 6 minutes long.
Awesome. Well, we actually are really close to giving that shirt away, guys. So if you want that shirt, drop your comments below and tell us how much you want that shirt. We are literally at 1 hour and 29 minutes and 42 seconds. So drop your comments if you really want that shirt. Because in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we will be giving that shirt to. I'm going to put it in the name generator here. Sarah, you are the winner of the shirt. If you can contact us after the live and be able to talk to us about providing the address to where we can ship this shirt to you, and we'll have this shirt shipped to you. you are the winner for the live drawing for the shirt. I wanted to say thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. I am very thankful, even though I missed partial of it, but that's okay. I'm trying to. I'll just go watch it in the beginning and watch it over myself and see how it kind of looks because I'm a little nervous to find out, exactly how it turned out
Hey
when I
man,
wasn't able to hear anything.
well, you know what? I'm always down for not just doing these interviews, but also trying to connect with your fans, and hopefully maybe some of them can become our fans, and like be able to spread that pair of unity love around. You know what I mean? Um,
Exactly.
I mean, I love what I do, even though a lot of times I get pretty messed up. um, but I mean, I like what I do. I enjoy what I do. So, I mean, but yeah, I mean, anything to help spread that around, is an opportunity I'm always willing to. It's an opportunity I'm always willing to snatch up on.
Yep. So yeah, we'll definitely collaborate. I just want to say thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we will be with tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific time and 8 o'clock Central time. We will be interviewing with Reverend Sean Winterton. So stay tuned for
That
that.
sounds cool.
It is. It's going to be interesting because he's also with a demonologist.
Oh, that's even more interesting.
Don't quote me on that, but I think I did see something in his autobiography about that. So that he deals with pretty much demons and exorcisms, I believe. So we'll see what
Dang.
happens. We'll see what happens tomorrow. So if you want to watch for that tomorrow and stay tuned for the live, because I think we might do another shirt drawing tomorrow if we can get everybody to come on over to that video. We will give another shirt away if we can reach 25 viewers tomorrow night. 25 viewers tomorrow night. I will do another drawing for a shirt.
That sounds cool. You hear that? You all get a second chance to get a shirt.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
So thank you so much, Rob, for coming in tonight. And I apologize for all the problems that we had, or I had on my end at least. So I got to miss a little
That's no
bit of
big
it.
deal.
But there will be another time that I'll be able to talk to you again, and we'll collaborate on something else and schedule another date.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, no problem at all. I'm always down.
All right. Well, you have a wonderful night and enjoy the rest of your movie.
I will. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks,
Yes,
Rob.
anytime.
All right, later.
Later. Hey, Jen.
Hey.
Yeah, your voice is still gone, but see you guys.